it's a gift. He does have that. It surprised James and I. When you watch it and you know those certain things, but when you see it happening, it really is surreal.
Situations happened and he showed up and he was playing really well and worked his way up from the young guy 7-on-7 at the end of practice to getting first team reps and really ran with it.
He started to get reps with the ones and starting to put his name out there, but yeah, at the beginning we didn't know who this kid was, but I think everybody in the country knows who he is now, so he's making a good name for himself.
On August 30th, just 7 weeks after arriving on campus, Baker Mayfield became the first true freshman walk-on quarterback in history to start a season opener at a BCS conference school. That day, he threw for 413 yards and 4 touchdowns while running for another. Texas Tech beat SMU 41-23.
We were fired up the day he came. We put on a big presentation for him, rolled out the red carpet for him. He meant that much to us, and fortunately for us, he chose to walk on, and he's kind of writing his own story now.
Just to address the transitions from high school to college, it's his memory that serves him so well, and actually expedited his transition over to the Tech system of offense, just because of how well he sees it.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is Baker always had a ball in his hand, running down the hall, doing something, and he would always, in fact, after several broken vases, you never saw him without a ball in his hand. And he announced to James and I think he was 3, that he was watching Saturday morning cartoons in his TV chair, his favorite TV chair. And he jumped up and he said, "I'm not going to watch cartoons anymore, I'm going to watch ESPN."
He's still this way. He became a sports trivia source. Anything, jersey numbers, players, baseball, NBA, college, NFL, just a huge source of trivia.
Mayfield hails from Lake Travis High School in Austin, Texas, where he led the Cavaliers to a state title his junior year. That season, the team went undefeated, and Mayfield threw for 45 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions.
And so I think on the 4th play of the game, in the very first ball game of Baker's junior year, Colin Lagasse got injured. Baker comes in, and I can't remember his stat line, but he went off. Running, throwing, we had a big blowout win over our rival. I think we beat him by 4 touchdowns. He really just never looked back from there. I mean, it was his team, and when the other kid came back and was healthy, and we played him at a bunch of different areas and made our football team better, Baker went on and was a state championship quarterback that year as a junior.
And then on that first play, Colin got hurt and Baker went in, and the rest is history. I mean, he never missed a beat. Just was so calm and collected, and that's just him. He thrives on that sort of underdog as it's been described. I don't know that that's really what it is, but he's ready for the moment. He's worked hard since 6th grade, 7th grade, when he was told he was too short, not fast enough, all that. In fact, he has a piece of paper that he still keeps that says all the things that people told him. You'll not be able to do that. So I think that's his, that's his energy that he used to keep working hard.
As expected, Division I scholarship offers started coming in from all over the country. And then they stopped.
A lot of his friends from Lake Travis were recruited and signed early or made verbal commitments early, and he just wasn't getting that. But he was also playing baseball. I think that played into it, but he just thought he should have been somewhere by the time that the middle of his junior year rolled around, and he just wasn't getting the offers at the places that he wanted.
Lake Travis struggled during Mayfield's senior season, posting a 9-2 record. And once his dream school, TCU, opted for another quarterback, Mayfield was suddenly left without many options.
It was terrible. It was absolutely, sometimes insulting. It was hurtful for him, but Gina did a better job in terms of keeping me informed of who the schools were looking at. And Bake had gone to some camps, passing camps, and actually had seen some of these kids and competed side by side. So he was not intimidated at all.
He decided he had his heart set on TCU, and unbeknownst to James and I, he told a reporter that, and so it was put out in writing, and that's where he wanted to go. And we knew he wanted to go there, but he didn't need to limit himself, but that's what he had his heart set on. So then when we saw that the TCU thing wasn't going to happen earlier than Baker realized it, there were a couple other options, and they weren't good options, but Baker at that point was just so frustrated he was going to take one of them.
Mayfield chose to walk on at Texas Tech, where his former high school teammate Michael Brewer was the starting quarterback. A few months later, Brewer injured his back, and Tech was left with 2 true freshman quarterbacks.
We were excited. We knew we got a steal. We had recruited him at other schools, a couple of the coaches here, and were shocked, really, that he didn't have a scholarship. And so we talked to him, told him our situation and our vision for him, and luckily, he showed up and fell into our lap.
After beating out fellow freshman quarterback Davis Webb, Mayfield started the first 5 games for the Red Raiders. And although a knee injury kept him out of the game against Iowa State, he has amassed almost 1,500 yards and 8 touchdowns in a season where he was not expecting to play at all.
There's a couple times in camp, the ball just seems to move. We moved the chains when he was in, and he made throws and made plays that you just kind of look at each other as coaches, you're like, wow, that's impressive. I mean, the throws he's making, off balance, running to his left, 40 yards downfield, as accurate as anyone. Very impressive.
No one was really shocked that he was a starter, just because we all know we've seen glimpses of what he can do in practice, and we've seen what he's done in the games and stuff like that. And I think he's done a great job so far, and no one's had any lack of confidence with him or with Coach Kingsbury or with this team.
And that's the part that we, as his parents, are so proud of, aside from the fact that there's so many people that have written us, and I could tell you all the notes and things about things he's done off the field that are just as special.
Mayfield on the draw at the 10 to the 5, sidesteps into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders!